Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 249. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
Today we're going to get super spoilery on Gotham 308, Mad City Blood Rush. Jim Gordon is back at the GCPD just in time for Captain Barnes, still suffering the side effects of Alice's toxic blood, to start tear-assing his way through Gotham's criminal underworld, ripping heads off. He kills a mob cleanup guy, tracks down the guy who hired him, and tortures him into revealing the name of the guy behind the grisly murder, Dr. Symon, a plastic surgeon who kills people, takes their faces, and gives them to criminals looking to start over. Barnes catches him red-handed, so to speak, but he's connected, so of course it doesn't stick. In fact, Symon is a guest at Lee and Mario's engagement party, an affair that neither Jim or Bullock are invited to, but must crash regardless. Turns out there's still evidence linking Symon to the crimes, even though Lucius says that the beheading was done by someone else, with their bare hands. Barnes confronts Dr. Symon in the restroom at the party, and winds up throwing him through a wall. Symon drops a few stories and lands on a car. With his last breaths, he tells Gordon that Barnes did it. Elsewhere, Ed and Isabella seem to be doing well in their relationship until she puts on her glasses and reminds Ed of Miss Kringle. He sends Oswald to break up with her for him, as he believes he will accidentally kill her as he did Miss Kringle. Oswald lets her down with measured yet jubilant hatred, but Kringle refuses to accept it. She dresses like Kringle to prove that Ed won't kill her, and it works. So Penguin puts a hit on her.
And it works.
And it works. Nothing was dumber. And this was an episode full of dumb things.
Everything except Chickless suffered a bit, but he was absolutely on point, I thought.
Well, he was on point, but I just kept thinking, like, how much better would this have been if they'd been focusing on his character more throughout the entirety of his run?
Yeah, instead of just making him a villain of the week. It resulted in this, though. I rarely use this staccato form, but one of my favorite notes this week when I looked back was Barnes, period, ripped, period, his, period, head, period, the fuck, period, off, period. That's just funny. I mean, that's just fantastic. Anyway, good speech, though, before he gives him the, any other night, yeah, I'd do it. Idiot me, but I'd do it. Mm-hmm. Not tonight. And then he kills, Mousy Tarantino.
Yeah, so, I mean, I enjoyed Barnes. I enjoyed his little back and forth with Tetch when he goes to find out if there's an antidote. I do think it was somewhat out of... Like, this whole time, I've kind of felt like, Barnes, I know you're going to do the right thing. I knew he wasn't. But you would think that Barnes, being the person he is, would be like, hey, guys, so here's the thing. I got some of that girl's blood in me. Things are going to go bad now. Could you please lock me up somewhere and until we find an antidote? Because I don't want to become crazy, even with all the evidence in front of him, like with the rats and everything. Like, oh, hey, this is going to end poorly.
Mm-hmm. And he knows, and he almost does it. He makes that phone call, and then he sees Symon.
Yeah.
And it's too much for his poor, wearied head. By the way, you spoke of the Tetch performance. I thought that was the high point of his season. I mean that honestly. He was actually pretty great. I kind of hope they leave him right there like that. That's a great swan song, him seen with Barnes.
Yeah, I don't need to see him until Batman happens.
Right, yeah.
Normally
I would say something about his performance and then have some backhanded thing to say. I actually don't this week. That was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I laughed pretty heartily when he waved at Alice in Barnes' eyes. That was weird.
Yeah.
So the idea that I keep seeing everywhere, and people are contacting the show. Jacob Raspberry of Screen Explosion and multiple others are saying, "Hey, who do you think Barnes is going to be? Do you think he's going to be the Spectre? Do you think he's going to be the Judge? Do you think he's going to be Bane, as we've talked about?" Mm-hmm. I really just kind of hope he's his own thing.
I think he's going to be an original character. He felt like Azrael almost this week for a second.
A little bit, but I who I was thinking. Except it doesn't really track. But for a second, I was thinking Lockup, and then I was like, well, no, the name is Lockup, not Behead. So
nope. I don't even know if I don't even know if they'll name him. Really, I think they will just make him his own thing and leave it be.
Yeah, I hope so. He did say he was the judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Whatever.
This whole city is guilty. You spoke earlier of let me cut to the dumb thing. In my opinion, the Kringle, Isabella's, I guess, death scene is just one of the dumbest things the show's ever done.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Yeah. Look, I know you're like barreling toward a train and it's hard to think straight, but your brakes are out. You're like driving by this building. Just steer into the building. Steer right into the building. It'll slow you down.
Mm-hmm.
Mess up the side of your car. You'll, get out the passenger side. Move on with your day. Real sloppy work by Penguin, though, I think, on this one. Or his hitman. I mean, yeah. What were the odds of that really working? How did he know she was going to be right there by that train at that time?
Yeah. Well, I don't think he knew that. I just think he cut her brakes.
But that could amount to exactly shit.
I know. Plenty of people have done it, though.
Where's the follow-through on this? Surely Penguin knows how to do a hit better than that.
You would think, but nope. He's gotten powerful. He's gotten sloppy.
Maybe his hitman felt bad. He likes librarians. Maybe he took it easy on her. I don't know, boss. I tried.
I liked Bullock in this episode.
We always do.
If we had a big to-do every time you came back to the GCPD, we'd never get anything done.
Oh, yeah. That's another note. I'd forgotten about this. Maybe worse than the death scene was Lee's hair at this little gala.
It was awful.
It was weird.
In fact, pretty much almost everything about the engagement party was awful. What was that freaking speech about, like, she believes that all dogs are boys and all cats are girls? That was awful. That was terrible.
It is bad, but I do that too.
You might do that too, but it was dumb.
Actually, it counts for small dogs too. Small dogs are also dogs.
No, I don't want to get into that, but
I'm just admitting that secretly I immediately apply a gender role to a dog if it's too small. Because I'm terrible. Now, not everything about that party. The little talk between Mario and Jim was actually pretty fun.
Lose the jealousy is weak. Yeah. That was good.
And then even better than that, he hits him and it's like, for Lee, I'll give you that one. That was worth the clap right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was fun.
And the face swapping scheme, it's outlandish,
dumb,
and ridiculous. But it's a neat trick if you could do it.
Sure, it's a neat trick if you can do it, but it's stupid.
But it's freaking impossible.
It is so stupid. And people be like, "Oh, you're talking about a show that's leading up to Batman." That's true. I am talking about a show that's leading up to Batman. I'm still saying it's stupid.
In an episode where you had Toad, there can be dumber things.
I was happy when Barnes took that broken beer bottle in his face.
Yeah. I like that the blood just kept getting a little bit bigger, because he did have it right up against his face, and it's pretty realistic. Hey, look, a realistic thing that happened.
I don't have a lot of notes on this episode, honestly.
Not a ton. I got one gripe with the show that's it's more of a plea. Every time I see Lucius, and I'm enjoying seeing Lucius, I like the guy. Mm-hmm. He's always been fun on the show. But every time I see him these days, I keep thinking, what happened to that bat cave? What are you doing about that, buddy?
He's not doing anything about it.
No, they're not doing anything with it.
They're no longer pursuing the line of investigation that Bruce was because of his promise to the Court of Owls.
Is that really under that camp?
Yeah.
Like his parents' death. What do you promise? His parents' death or his parents, like, at all? And even then, couldn't you say, it's a room in my house, I'm going to explore it?
I mean, they could, but I think Bruce has closed that chapter of his life for now.
Well, thanks, writers.
That's the indication that I got. Well, look, I mean, they had it. They had it for a few episodes. What the hell did they do with it? They did nothing with it.
There were packs of blood in there and like a beaten up piece of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Just reminding us all that we've lost something here. That's all I'm doing.
You might come back.
Yeah. Word of advice to Barnes: if you're gonna kill people, kill them dead. Kill them dead.
Kill them dead. Kill them dead.
Or they tell people who killed you.
I was hoping they'd go somewhere interesting with this Kringle thing, but they didn't.
No,
I guess,
it seems like it's going to be a giant fuck you, because she's identical. We were thinking Indian Hill, and then now she's killed out of like a jealous tryst. So what the fuck was she ever doing here?
Yeah, I mean, unless we didn't see a body, we don't know. She might not be dead, but so far, I got nothing. I don't understand why she's here, what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I hope she's not dead, unless a third shows up, and then I'll be like, okay, well, now what?
You've just got a Kringle factory somewhere?
Right.
Who has gone through this much trouble just to mess with Enigma?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, thankfully we've seen a little bit of Mario's dark side here. We got a little more Don Falcone, which is always nice.
It is. He's good in the show.
Even in an episode that was spectacularly lackluster, we had a couple of good beats.
Yeah.
And you're right, Lee's hair was awful.
It was awful. That dress wasn't too.
Her dress
too
was
great
awful.
Either. Yeah. I'm sure there's something we're missing, being as lacking in fashion as we are. But it was distractingly bad.
It looked like she was wearing a giant bow for a bra. That's what I'm saying.
It was strange, man. Now at the party, the thing I liked, the last few seconds there, the little demonized faces Barnes see.
Yeah,
I like that.
that was interesting.
It was, and I thought well done. The faces look, kind of genuinely good.
I think that's why everyone
Devilish.
thought, I think that's why everyone thought, or certain people thought, oh, Spectre. And, if they make him the Spectre, I don't know how that works.
I don't know how you get Alice's blood and then you're that right hand of God, of vengeance. I don't understand how that would track at all.
Mm-mm.
I get where they're coming from as far as, he's acting very spectre-y right now, but...
I mean, somewhat.
And
we have a lot of people acting very Spectre-y. Barnes,
True.
Lucifer, Ragman.
yeah, Vigilante next
Yeah.
week.
Oh man, that's gonna be good.
Did you see that promo?
I didn't actually. I
Wow.
didn't get to see the promo.
He looked good.
We've been busy this week, so I haven't gotten a chance to do it. But yeah, I saw a picture of it. I posted it on Twitter.
Looks good.
It does. Anyway.
Yeah, that's all I had to do.
Yeah, me too. I got nothing. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. This has been DC on Screen. You can find every episode DCOnScreen.com. We're proud members of the Giant Size Team Up Network, GiantSizeTeamUp.com. The next episode will be our recap and review on Lucifer 207, My Little Monkey. Until next time, guys, keep some DC on your screen.